First of all, I want to thank you for your service because I'm sure sitting in that makeup chair, you probably 7 years, you probably sat in it a lot. Um, but I guess my question was, working on that show for so long, I'm sure you developed a lot of friendships with the cast. Do you still get together? And why did they never do a movie? Deep Space Nine was my favorite, and I really wish they'd done a movie because I really want to know what happened to those characters.
I know. Well, I'll try and remember. The thing about the makeup, a story I actually often tell is before I knew I was going to be doing the show, and I knew there was going to be a lot of prosthetics, and I was doing a movie for TV, and we were actually in it was Yugoslavia then, and Roddy McDowell was in the film, and we were at lunch together, and I said to him, "So, Roddy, you did Planet of the Apes, and that was a tremendous amount of makeup and prosthetics and stuff." And I said, "How, I'm going to be doing this show where I'll be wearing this makeup for a long time, and oh boy." I said, "How did you deal with that?" And he said, "I thought about the money." Which is a kind of a glib answer, but the truth is, in television series, a lot of series that run for a long time, and my experience has been not only doing a couple of series, a few series that have run for extended periods of time, is that there's a great danger that people start to take themselves very seriously, actors, and they forget about the fact about how lucky they are to have gotten this great lottery ticket, because it is a lottery ticket. It's luck. A lot of it is luck, being at the right place at the right time. And so when the chips are down and when the days are long and when you think, oh God, I can't eat in this makeup, I can eat yogurt and I can't lie down and I'm uncomfortable, and it's really a good idea to sort of kick yourself in the butt and remember how fortunate you are to have gotten a job like that. Now I've totally forgotten what the rest of the question was.
Do you still see some of the other actors?
Yeah, well, sure. The truth is we're all over the map now. The one friend that I have that I see on a very regular basis is Armin Quark. We had known each other before we started the show, and we became really good friends during the show because we had a lot to do together. And we have very similar backgrounds as actors. We both came out of the theater, and so had very similar ways of working together. And he lives nearby, and he and his wife Kitty and Judith, my wife, and I will have dinner together, at least once a month or so. Then the others. I mean, I saw Avery last weekend in London, and we got to hang out and catch up with each other. But he lives in New Jersey and I live in LA, and it just sort of doesn't. Any job that you have on a regular basis, you have friends that you work with, and you're very friendly with them in the office or wherever it is that you work. But that doesn't mean you're going to have dinner with them after work, or so. But you can consider them friends, but you're not necessarily, hang together all the time. I see Nana. She was also in London, and but now she's moved to New York, so I'm seeing her less. But she had moved to New Mexico, so and I saw Sirach Lofton, who is just a grown man with a child now. Well, when he started, he was a little boy, and I saw Andy for the first time in a long time, even though we both live in Los Angeles, and we've both worked together in other projects over the years. I'm very fond of him, but life is what happens while you're busy making other plans, and so that's that.
Thank you.
Hi. I wanted to ask about your more recent work, especially on Warehouse 13. What what has that been like working with a new cast? I know you're not there very often, but are they a good cast and crew to work with?
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, it's a great character, and Jack Kenny, who is the showrunner, the guy who really makes sure that he's the producer, that he really controls the show. Um, he knew my work, and he's a lot younger than I am. He graduated. He went to Juilliard Drama School, and I taught there in the first 2 years of the school, long before he was there. But so he knew of me, and he knew of my work, and of course it's on the Sci-Fi Channel, so that already gave me a kind of a entree to the world. Although he told me that when they were when the character was created, and they were thinking about casting it, the network people, the studio executives, were pushing for Adam West to play the part. You know, who's a perfectly nice man and a decent actor, I suppose. But I mean, what? You know, and that's what Jack Kenny said. What? So I went and I did it, and it was a lot of fun. The first episode, the creation of the character, and it was they were pleased with it, and they saw some potential for continuing. You know, at least so it's. I sort of think I do like one episode a season. It's great. Saul Rubinek is a fabulous actor, and Eddie, and all of them are just wonderful and so sweet to work with, and it's really fun. I get to go up to Toronto and stay in a nice hotel and do this silly character and have some good food, and so it's a great gig. You know, at this point in my life, I'm really not. You know, when I discussed sitting in a hallway going into audition for the role of Odo, that was a different time in my life. I had 2 kids, one already in university, the other about to start university, and I remember my wife saying, "So how do we pay for this?" And I said to her flippantly, well, we either sell the house or I get a series, and I got a series. But I don't sit in hallways anymore, and it's not because I'm so big that but I just don't look for work that way. I'm of an age where I have personal life that I want to be involved in with my grandchildren, and I'm also involved in things that I like to do with photography and sculpture and doodling around, and so I'm not out there looking for work. If someone's interested in using me, they come to me and they send me the script and I look at it, and that's a nice place to be. I'm a character actor, so it hasn't been that way. You know, we have an image of people, oh, well, you don't have, you can just, they send you scripts and you pick and choose whatever you want to do. It's not that simple. There are really very, very few people in the business who have that kind of power. And that, in my experience over these years, comes and goes. And so when things are offered to me, I look at them and I make my decisions. Frankly, you know, I always think of the work that I do now, those kind of jobs, as helping with the education of my grandchildren, frankly. So I do it for that, and I do these kind of events because it's great to meet the audiences that are so supportive of the work, but also to raise money for Doctors Without Borders, which is a wonderful. So it's a kind of a win-win situation, you know, the last, just the week before I left to come on this trip, I did a show called 1600 Penn, which is about the White House, and it's when I read the script, I thought the character is the chief of protocol in the White House, and I thought, God, this is sort of like Clayton, but it's very, very different. But it isn't very different. It's still within my palette of characters that I play, and so I did that, and it was fun, and you know, I'll go back and I'll do the Wolf reading on tomorrow night, and then. You know, and then I'll do what I do, and if somebody wants me to work, they'll send me a script, and I'll consider it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And is that it?
Yeah, I believe I'm the last one, yeah.
You're the last one?
Yeah.
Can we keep talking, or is that it? Does anybody have anything else they want to ask? Or are you all falling asleep? What? Talk about Wolf. Talk about Tom Wolfe. Do you all know who Tom Wolfe is? Tom Wolfe wrote The Right Stuff. You know that film about the astronauts? Well, he didn't write the film. He wrote the book about it. He wrote Bonfire of the Vanities, The Electric Kool-Aid Acid Test. A great, and he's a great American writer who started as a journalist and was one of the creators of something that's come to be known as the new journalism, in which the journalist becomes part of the story, and his journalism reads almost like a novel, and his work is terrific, and for an actor it's wonderful because he creates all these different characters, and it's kind of like, for me, it's like jazz, and I get to play with language, and I do a lot of reading of short stories, and I record novels, and I love to read. I've loved to read out loud all my life, and I love to read out loud to my children when they were small, and to my grandchildren now, and I do a series for National Public Radio called Selected Shorts. I'll be doing something in San Francisco in next month, and then I'm going down to Florida in the following month, and reading short stories to be recorded for the radio, and so Wolf is all part of that. And it's interesting to me in this age of, you know, big spectacular films and television and all this stuff, that people still love to just have a story told to them and listen to a voice telling them a story, and I find it, I get great satisfaction out of it.
So I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but we need to get you over next door for your photo opportunity.
Great. Okay. Maybe I'll see some of you there. Thank you so much. Great to see you. Thank you.
Hal-Con.